Zoom, zoom, zoom world. Hi, folks. Wabel kabum tubo zubum world. Mubba nubbum ubis dubba. That means my name is Doyle, welcoming you to Zoom World, a fun-filled YouTube channel devoted to the classic PBS kids show Zoom. Back again with the first of three, yes, again, if you saw my last video, you heard me correctly, 3 new Zoomer spotlights come up this week. So this time around, I'm going to go back to Season 6, the final season of the original series. As I've now got 3 left, but that's going to come down to 2 now. So I'm going to be talking about one of the few Zoomers from this season we actually still get to hear from to this day. Now, at first, I only knew Nicholas Butterworth was one of them that's still heard from at times. But this is one we've heard from a few times, though. He's a pretty cool dude, and I think he's kind of, well, how should I put it to you? A great guy. So now, without further ado, in this episode of the Zoomer Spotlight, which is episode number 43, the Zoomer I'm going to spotlight is none other than... John Lathan. That's right. This is a really cool guy here, and well, he would be one of the few Zoomers that we still hear from because he would go on to do several other things after Zoom. So I'm gonna be spotlighting him throughout this vid, showcase some of the stuff he did. Now, as always, you'll see some Zoomers along, well, that appear with him, but it's mostly gonna be John, okay? So if you are ready, let's get this show on the road. Okay, here we see John at the top. Well, getting everyone to the game of, well, game by part to by part. Yeah, you can see all the Zoomers there, but he was on top. You just saw him. Here's John making a banana sandwich. Yeah, surprising it's not with mayonnaise. I usually prefer it with something like that with peanut butter. But hey, it's fine and all. Here's John about to eat a big sandwich he created. That's really something. And let me tell you something. The Zimmers made some pretty, well, nice sandwiches there. I mean, John and Nicholas really nailed it with making some big ones right there. I tell you what. All right, let's move on, shall we? Here's John talking to all the Zimmers here in the first Zoom Rap segment for Season 6. Here we see John as the teacher in the start of the music video for kids from Bye Bye Birdie. Here's John as the lead character here in The Thief Who Stole More Than She Knew, which I'm sure some of you have already checked this one out on Zoom World. It's a pretty good play and what have you. First actual play they did on the 6th season, as a matter of fact. Here comes John in a Zoom game with pillow, you gotta keep it between his legs and what have you. That's a fun game. Here's a freeze frame of John reading some Zoom mail. Here's John reading off a letter to Zoom in a Zoom Rap segment. Here comes John, take his hat off in a friendly machine. There's John there, and there's Carolyn with him. And there's Nicholas and Sean. This is from Consider Yourself. I'm glad you like this one. Actually, they used this pic for the cover of a Zoom card. And there's the others. Now, here's John giving us the instructions for this here little race with putting a rubber band between your big toes in the Zoom game segment. There's John and Chi right there. I tried to you real quickly, but anyway, that was them from the end of a Zoom news segment where she was making an actual tennis racket with a clothes hanger and, well, a sock. I'll show that when I do my video on Chi later on this month. Here comes John out to join the other Zoomers as they sing I Got Plenty of Nothing. Really funny song. I love it. Here's John as the hairdresser from the Zoom player segment. There's Susan as the customer. You saw this in my vid of Susan recently. There's John as the Wolfman from the Monster Mash music video. Glad y'all like that. There's a shame Sean wasn't in the vid. Here's a freeze frame of John. There's Nicholas and Carolyn. I actually caught him with the trainer of a flipper seal in the Zoom at the zoo episode. Now, if you haven't seen my vid for this recently, this is from JJ Paywag. That's who John plays. And Nicholas plays the guy who wants a loan. Carolyn appears in this vid as well. Again, if you haven't seen the vid yet, check it out. Even though consider I put up a little similar thing from the Zoom reboot after that. Here's John reading off some more Zoom mail. And I believe it's a letter or a joke. Here's John introducing a Cinema Zoom statement, where the person who sent this one in used up a whole set of index cards and was for something called the expert. Now, here's a freeze frame here. There's John, there's Nicholas, and Susan. You don't see Sean, but she's part of this. They're actually talking with Mary Buck, a deaf girl, in episode 606. Perhaps sometime I should share with you this experience. Maybe with the Zoom game and Zoom Barrel segment she's involved with the Zoomers as well. And here's another freeze frame. There's John, there's Amy, and there's Nicholas. This is from the music video for Free to Be You and Me. Now that's a song I definitely got to share with y'all someday. Here's a little funny bit, but I'll try not to show all of it. This is John and she from a Zoom play on Newspaper Boy. I really didn't want to give you the whole thing because then it would bore the audience without the audio. You know what I'm saying? Usually I like to try and make them separate, but I might combine both to form a Zoom mix. Like a Zoom play and Zoom goodie together. Well, maybe. We'll see. Just stay tuned. And I might do that in the future. Let's continue. Here's John showing off a little something. That involves Braille. Sorry if I interrupt with myself. I will say, which of course that's what blind people use. And of course, if you recall, if you've seen the original Zoom, that of course was introduced way back in season 3 with the second cast when they had a blind boy named Timmy Cummings on the show. All right, I'm really gonna move on with a little more John bits this time. Now, here's John in a Zoom Do segment where you can really make kind of like a ball into like a vase or something like that. Really cool. Using masking tape, shoe polish. That's incredible. Here's John and Susan. You saw this in my Susan video already, but I'll show it again in John's vid. This is them performing a little line from Everybody Needs Everybody. That's a pretty good song. Here's John in Ubby Dubby segment where he's showing off Ubby Dubby spinach. Here's John and Shauna in a little mini Zoom Do segment. A little something you could do with newspapers. Here's John coming in with a big old backpack. This is from the Unicorn music video. Very fun song. Okay, here's John starting off the Country Kid music video, which of course is the kiddie version of Thank God I'm a Country Boy by John Denver. Gotta share this with y'all one day too. Here's John and Sean. This is from another Zoom Players bit. This is The Couch, written by big time Zoom fan Walter Brightsky. John was also good with some jokes in one of these. This is kind of from a blooper reel where he's kind of giving a little joke, asking Amy a little joke and what have you. I gotta tell you, that was really funny. I remember he also did one with Carolyn as well. Here's John and Susan pouring out some chips and some bowls for the Zoom Party musical number, and there's the others as well. So now you've seen John Lathan. Well, here's some things I can tell you. Since even though these videos aren't available anymore. Of course, if some of you know, a fellow named Matthew Austin posted 3 episodes of Zoom that weren't available, and I got to see them, and I really liked them. But I can tell you some of the moments I can remember with John. One of them was from the Brand New Day music video where he's dressed up as a panda. That was pretty cute. And what else? Oh yeah, when they did "It's a Memorable Tune," I liked it when John comes up on the stage and he's like I didn't come here to sing your dadgum tune or something like that. It was pretty darn funny though. Yeah, they did a pretty good job with these little musical numbers and all sorts of other things on there. Anyway, after this, John Lathan will, of course, go on to do some other things. I know he's recently been seen on TV and what have you. I also someone mentioned he has appeared on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but however, almost 2 decades after he was a Zoomer, Lathan would also be playing on PBS's Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, which if you're a member on my if you're a subscriber to my original YouTube channel, Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, I actually did an episode of that on in my Wide World of Games shows series. Now, John played was one of the members of the Crown Skimmer engine crew for Acme TimeNet. He also played numerous other characters and Carmen Sandiego's ironclad medieval creep Servile. Anyway, and he's done lots of other things and what have you. So wherever he is, I hope he's doing well and what have you. So anyway, that's going to do for this Zoomer Spotlight. I do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. If YouTube will let you, comment, subscribe, and be a part of this great nation that is Zoom World. And we'll have another Zoomer Spotlight video come up in a few days, and it'll be Harvey from Season 4. So if you enjoyed this, consider checking out some of these other Season 6 vids. I'll give you the previous 2 Zoomer Spotlights of Season 6 I did. In the upper left-hand corner is the vid I did on Amy. The upper right-hand corner is the vid I did on Susan. Or, if you'd like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the Zoom Players segment for The Thief Who Stole More Than She Knew. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like Zoom World, Zoom and what have you, then Zoom World's the place for you. And remember, that still leaves 6 original Zoomers to go. And again, as I've said before, once I'm done, I'll be going to the reboot. Promise. So until next time, this is your friend Doyle saying, see ya.